Hello folks, and welcome to the in-stock lease deals of the month for September 2023. It's slim pickings on the in-stock deals at the moment. I've picked out the best ones for you here, and there are some great deals in this video, but there's nowhere near the amount of choice of in-stock cars that we saw even 3 months ago. For all the people that have leaving comments saying, I keep inquiring about in-stock deals and they're actually not available, I'm going to address that at the end of this video. So if you want to hear more about that, wait right until the end of the video and I'm going to talk about that. In the meantime, we're going to crack straight on with the first deals. 3 months up front, 3-year deals on 10,000 miles a year. Let's go. So the first one is the good old GWM or a Funky Cat. We've seen it loads of times before. It's still about 900 quid up front and about 300 quid a month. Second one is the Ford Focus, the 1 litre EcoBoost ST Line X. So this is the top spec Focus you can get. Only a small engine, 1 litre 3-cylinder job, but you'll be impressed by the numbers that returns really. 10.2 seconds to 62, 125 horsepower, insurance group 15 and 47 mpg, 928 up front and 309 a month. It's in stock, obviously. As I said, ST Line X is right up there in the spec levels. 13-inch touchscreen, DAB, emergency assistance, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, B&O premium audio with 10 speakers, Ford Pass Connect, premium upholstery, winter pack, privacy glass, Bluetooth, dual zone climate, LED running lights. Very, very well spec'd little Focus for you. 429 has been the average price on that one. As you can see, this time last year, 549. In December, 491. And then it's settled down for the lion's share of the year. It's been around about 350 quid a month. Currently 309 a month with 928 up front. It is a stock deal, which means it will go quickly. More about that at the end. If you're interested in this one, don't delay. Use the link in the video description and pin as a top comment and make that inquiry right now. Next, we've got the Toyota Corolla 1.8 Hybrid GR Sport CVT Automatic, 9.1 seconds to 62, 140 brake horsepower, 361 litres of boot space, 60 mpg and insurance group 17, £1,000 up front, 340 a month. This is the GR Sport trim, which again is a good level of trim. As you can see, you can get sort of lower spec cars and make a reasonable saving. So the Icon is £22 a month less. Design is £4 a month less. This one's 340 quid a month. Average price on these has been 372, but for most of the year, as you can see, it's been like a tenner either side of £400 a month. That's been really consistent, that pricing. And it just dropped literally a couple of weeks ago. Now 340 with £1,000 up front, and it's in stock. Next, we've got the MG5. I've literally just reviewed one of these and the video's out on the channel, so go and check that out. 1100 up front and 364 a month. This is the Trophy EV long range, which is the top spec one. It loses a tiny bit of range compared to the SE long range. So this one's 235 miles of range. The SE is 250. Insurance group 31, 156 horsepower, 479 litres of boot space, and 0-62's 8.3, so not too shabby really. 507's been the average price on these. This time last year, 659. Then quite a long spell there, it was about 550. Quite a long spell there, it was about 500. Now 364 with 1100 up front. These are very limited, so you really need to get on this quickly if you want to get one. But it's a very good car. The steering's a bit light for me. The interior on it's mega premium, like way better than you would expect, and certainly feels like a step up from some other MG cars even. But nice car, not too many compromises with it, and it looks good value at that sort of money. Next, we've got the Ford Kuga 1.5 EcoBoost 150 Titanium Edition, 9.7 seconds to 62. 42 mpg, 612 litres of boot space, insurance group 16 and 150 brake horsepower. £1,119 up front and 373 a month. If you want to go up to ST line, by the way, those are available too as an extra 14 quid a month, if that's your thing. Now look at this, average price 476 quid. So long period there 512, then long period here where it was over 550. Then more recently in July dropped down to 391, currently 373 with 1119 up front. It's a massively popular car. Ford are selling stacks of them. It's a great price at the moment, so get on it. Next, we've got the BYD Atto 3, 150 kilowatt comfort, 60 kilowatt hour automatic, 261 miles of range, 204 brake horsepower, insurance group 40, 555 litres of boot space, 1172 up front and 390 a month. These were loads of money, really not that long ago. 7.3 seconds to 62, by the way. Back in May, 720 quid a month. Then June, July, 622 a month. Currently 390 with 1172 up front. So nice practical car with a decent range. It's well screwed together. You can't really go far wrong at that kind of money. Now, I always talk to you about Car to Cover in this videos. They are sponsors of this video, as you've probably become accustomed to. But for the first time ever, I can say I'm a customer of Car to Cover. I've purchased a policy from them. Obviously, I've done some videos recently about my new car, my Tesla Model Y. And I've bought gap insurance from Car to Cover. For me, because I bought the car and didn't lease it because of my sort of particular business circumstances, I bought a 3-year return to invoice gap insurance, which is different from the leasing gap insurance. I have done a video all about gap insurance, which I'll link at the end of this one. But essentially what it does for me is in the next 3 years, if I write the car off and the insurance company pays me, say, 30 grand for it, the gap insurance will actually pay me back to the cost of the invoice. So the invoice was like 42.5 grand or something. The gap insurance will fill that gap. So they will pay me essentially 12.5 grand. They'll also give me 250 quid towards the car insurance excess, which is jolly nice of them. Works a little bit differently with the leasing gap insurance, but as I said, that gap insurance video explains it all. If you do want to get a quote, you can jump online. You can also call 01438 870 615. If you do call, if you quote Jim 10 over the phone, they'll give you £10 off any price. They're not salespeople, okay? They're insurance brokers. They're really good at what they do. They're expert in what they do. They're not pushy salespeople, but they provide an excellent service, and I think they've got really good products. Next, we've got the VW ID3. It's £1,200 up front and £400 a month. But this is the longest range version. So it's the 150 kilowatt Tour Pro S, 77 kilowatt hour, 339 miles of range, insurance group 26, 385 litres of boot space and 204 horsepower. And it's got really everything you could possibly want, including 20-inch rims on it, which look quite nice. 7.9 seconds to 62 with this one. Look at this, 849 quid in January for this particular model, 781 in February, 801 in May, and then it dropped massively in June down to sort of the 500, 520 pound mark, and now £400 and 94p and 1200 up front. That's against an average price of 625. That really does look like quite a tempting deal right now. Next, we've got a diesel. We've got Sept Tarraco 2-litre TDI Experience, 10.2 seconds to 62, 150 horsepower. Insurance group 21, 230 litres of boot space, but that's with all 7 seats up. If you take the back row down, it's about 800 litres, 49.6 mpg. 1,277 up front and 425 a month. The average price on it's been 501. At its peak, it was 576. Currently 425 with 1,277 up front. Next, we've got a spicy little T-Roc for you. It's the T-Roc R. It's a 2-litre TSI 300 4Motion R to be specific, and it's the DSG automatic. 4.9 seconds to 62 in a T-Roc. 300 brake horsepower, insurance group 33, 392 litres of boot space and 32 mpg, 1,400 up front and 470 a month. Average on it's only been 487, so it's sort of bang average price-wise really. Its peaks have been 565, 582, but for much of the year it's been around about this 490 mark. It was actually a little bit cheaper back in June. It's 445 in June. Currently 470 with 1,400 up front, and of course, importantly, it's in stock. Next, we've got the Suzuki A-Cross plug-in hybrid, also known as the Toyota RAV4. They're the same car. It's the E4 CVT, 6 seconds to 62, 302 brake horsepower, insurance group 39, 490 litres of boot space, and 282 mpg. That seems completely viable and achievable. 1,500 up front and 517 a month. And let's look at the pricing on this. So for much of the year, as you can see, it's been 650 quid, 680 quid, 700 quid, 715, 734, and then the price dropped back in sort of middle of July, just a few weeks ago really. The average price on it's been 618, currently 517 with 1553 up front. The VW ID4, the Style Edition Pro platform, 77 kilowatt hour, 322 miles of range, 204 brake horsepower, insurance group 27 and 543 litres of boot space, 1474 up front and 491 a month. This is almost top spec, the Style Edition. Again, it's loaded with kit, so you've got no worries with that. 8.5 seconds to 62. 633 has been the average price on this, currently 491, remember. This time last year, 759 a month, 717 in March, and then it's been around about £600 for quite a long time, between 590 and sort of 610 for quite a long time. Currently 1474 up front and 491 a month. The Mustang Mach-E, this one is a bit of an all singing all dancing one. It's the extended range, 91 kilowatt hour, all wheel drive, 335 litres of boost, 335 miles of range, 351 horsepower, insurance group 40, 0 to 62 in 5.8 seconds, 2,261 up front and 753 a month, and that's against an average of 942 a month on this particular model. It's a lot of money for a Mach-E. At its peaks, look, £1,100 back in November, £1,100 in January, 1,186 in May, 1,154 in July, currently 2,200 up front and 753 a month. And then finally we've got the big gun, the Audi e-tron GT, 390 kilowatt quattro, 93 kilowatt hour, 303 miles of range, 530 horsepower, insurance group 50, 405 litres of boot space, 3,000 up front and £1,000 a month, basically, all bar the shouting. 4.1 seconds to 62. One of the best looking cars Audi has ever made, in my personal opinion. Not that that means a lot. Back this time last year, 1,200 a month, 1,237 a month in Feb, 1,247 a month in April. Currently, 1,022 a month with 3,067 up front. Okay, so to address the in-stock thing, lots of people are saying, oh, I've tried to get loads of these deals in your videos and blah, 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 and I get in touch and it's already gone. So these portals like Lease Loco update once or twice a day maximum. And some of these deals, particularly the ones that are dirt cheap, quite often there'll be one car available or there might be two cars available and you've got 500 different brokers essentially all selling the same car. So often, by the time I even put the video out, one or two of these cars might have already gone at the time the video comes out. One or two of them might have even gone when I'm recording the video. Some of them we see for a long time, like the Funky Cat deals have been around for a couple of months now, so that they last a bit longer. But there's no sort of cloak and dagger stuff going on. What I've said to a couple of people in the comments is if you inquire about a car with a particular broker via Lease Loco, and they tell you that the deal's gone, it's no longer available, but you can now have this one for 100 quid a month more, and you still see them advertising that deal a day later or 2 days later, please report it to Lease Loco, because they don't want that happening, because it makes the platform a little bit of a farce. And they do take action against people that do that. But if the deal's gone and then they withdraw it and it's vanished the next day or the day after, that's completely fine. That's just the way it works, unfortunately. But I hope that clears up the issue for you. You know, Lease Loco can only update so many times a day. It's not real time. All the major leasing portals do the same thing. All the comparison sites do the same thing. So hope that clears it up for you. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And please use my link to Lease Loco. It really does help support the channel and it makes doing these videos possible. And please go and support Car2Cover if you do lease yourself a new car, or indeed if you buy yourself a used car. I think for the couple £100 I've paid for 3 years peace of mind, can you afford not to, really? Anyway, thanks again folks. See you on the next one.